So, I mean, whatever else you need, like, tell us.
So for me, I test it out. So I try. For me, I understand.
Why are you testing? That's not
no. I'm not testing it in a bad way.
Is that like setting yourself up for failure?
No. It's like ping pong. I'm gonna hit a ball to you, and I'm gonna see if you hit it back. Exactly. My name's Caleb. I'm 28 years old, originally from the 850, the good old Pensacola, Florida, born and raised.
So my name is Kimberly Martinez. I'm 27 years old and I am from Puerto Rico, born and raised.
So my name's MJ. 28 years old. Born and raised in the Bahamas.
And so my name is Cy Glamour. I am 33 years old. I just turned 33 in April. I live in Austin right now. I've lived there for a couple of years, but I grew up in Auburn, Alabama.
My name is Lex, first of all. I go by Lex. My name is Lex. I'm 29. I'm from Tampa, Florida. Puerto Rican. I was born in Connecticut.
My name is Jessica Rich. I was born and raised in Pompano Beach, Florida. I currently live in Dallas, Texas. I'm 36.
Say, know that my partner, I know I can bring this to them. That's the level of communication that's powerful.
Hell yeah.
You know, like, hey babe, I'm going through it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's fix this now before this turns into cheating.
It builds a lot of trust.
You know, like if you can be that honest with somebody, you know.
I want it that way.
There are
like
levels.
as much as I want my husband, boyfriend, whatever, to come to me at all times. Like I want to be your go-to person. I just want you to understand.
You can't be selective though. It's like
no, I'm not saying
nothing. That's
no, but that's what I'm saying. But then you cannot be selective on how I handle the situation. Like I'm willing for you to tell me whatever you need to talk to me about, but don't try to change the way I like respond to it. You know, like if I'm like strong and tough about it, like
respond that way.
Just respect that. That's how I am. You can be however you are, but then respect that I'm gonna come to you. Like I cannot be like. I feel like even when I have kids, I cannot be that mom that's gonna be like, baby, no, like you need to be whether you're a girl or a boy, like so that's just the way people are raised too, and like that's also something like you need to respect. So it's like I feel like a lot of people want to have the conversation where it's like, well, let me get to know your background. Do you want to get to know my background so you can get to know me better and you can know how to like deal with me better, or because you want to know my background so you can change it to match yours? Like that to me, I don't agree with that.
That's why.
Because that's years of being raised a certain way for you to want to just change it now. I feel like if you cannot come to an agreement, like a middle ground where you can understand and respect it and we can move forward to where we can be there for each other, then okay. But if you can't, then don't stay in and try to like change me.
I think that's why that talking phase and initially getting to know somebody, like a conversation that I bring up is like, how do you like to be communicated with? You know, and then eventually as we grow, like what's your love language? So I know how to communicate to you. You're the stranger, you know, like are there any subjects that I should maybe stay away from that might, because I don't know your background, that might be touchy, you know, that
might trigger something,
you know. Yeah, exactly. So I think just with what I agree with what you said. I think like it should get to a point, okay, you've communicated to me, babe, if you want to hear a solution, this is something that I think maybe we should seek therapy on this, you know. Like this is something that you brought up several times. Like let's you know get some help outside of me. I'm always going to be here to listen to you, but let's get closure and healing with this, you know. So I think for me personally, that's how I would kind of handle a situation like that. Like you're repeating this topic, so there's trauma still there subconsciously that okay, evidently by listening to you, we're not getting anywhere. So now we need to go to a therapist or somebody, a counselor, a pastor, somebody that you can open up a little bit more and like, you know, get some closure on this thing.
That's good, but not toss him to the curb. I'd be like, if I was my girl, I'd be like, babe, like, I'll even go with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. You just be like, well, bitch, I ain't trying to hear what you got to say. Go talk to somebody else. But then there goes Charlie at work. She's like, hey, what's wrong
exactly.
with you?
So that's why
Charlie just got a vibe because like now she talking to Charlie at work because I just told her, go fucking get a therapist instead of like handle it that way. Like, I ain't got the solution. I ain't got the answers. Let's go somewhere. I'll go with you. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that.
But like by you telling him don't come at me, go somewhere, like I feel like you're giving room for him to be like, so why are we even in a relationship if I can even come to you for certain things?
Yeah. I think it's not necessarily like saying go to someone else, but one, you want to have the communication. We all have triggers. Right? And we are most likely walking through life responding to triggers that we don't even know. I think the book is The Body Holds the Score or whatever. And it's basically talking about how people are literally reliving situations, they don't even know it. So it's like you have the conversation, but to his point, like you can't keep bringing the same thing. And it may not be the same, it may not be the exact same situation or same person, but it's the same situation.
Yes.
So to be fair, it's okay to tell your partner, like, I think you need to see somebody. Maybe it's a life coach. You know, maybe I think you should talk to somebody about it because this is bothering you. You keep bringing it to me. Regardless of what we say, it's a lot that's put on us because, yes, love, we want to love unconditionally, but love does not mean that I am a walking dumping ground. That comes from family, friends, and relationships because the person is never going to grow. So you're going to go 10 years listening to the same type of stuff. But when you said about the background and like you learn to talk to be tough and stuff like that, it's important for the person to know that because they may also understand that's why you communicate that way. And then you make the decision if you want to tailor it so it's a little softer than when he says something you're not like, man, you know, stop crying.
If you broke it down like that, you're like, yo, you told me this about this, and it's the same shit. I'll be like, damn, dude. Fuck you, I got an issue. I need to go see somebody. But does that really happen? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
a lot of people
really take
don't.
The time. It's because the patience ain't there, and people don't understand. That's why I'm the way with relationship because it takes a lot, bro. There's so much that you have to bring to a table in order to be in a relationship, and people don't get that like that. Like being patient, like you know, trust, and like all this shit. It's a lot, bro. It's a fucking package deal. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of
But
people
if you
don't
have
have
good communication, you can get through all of it.
Yeah, I agree. Like when she broke it down, I'll be like, hell yeah,
but
damn. Now I understand now because you just showed me it.
I feel like
put it in my head, so I'm like, oh,
doesn't
fuck,
come easy because a lot of people like they communicate, they talk, and then like when you're having a conversation with someone, they're responding, but it's just like they're not communicating. They're just answering to like react to like you said this, so I'm gonna turn around and like respond to you and say this. But it's like at this point we're just going at each other to see who got the best answer and to see who's right or wrong, but we're not really like comprehending each other.
So you guys aren't respecting each other.
No.
Respect has to be there too in order to communicate properly with someone. So you guys need to like figure that out first too. Like, hey, are we compatible? Are we able to continue this long term? Can we even respect each other? Can we even communicate? Because if you can't communicate with that person, you cannot last long term with them. It's not going to go anywhere. You guys are going to butt heads the whole time, and it's going to be toxic. So you're wasting your time. And
especially for men, to kind of go back to what you were alluding to earlier, I know for me, my biggest thing whenever I'm talking to a woman trying to get to know her, I'll subconsciously test her to see, can I let my guard down and you not throw it back at me? Because the way women can take emotional pain, the way guys are, man, we shut down. It takes us forever, you know? So, like, it's like, man, okay, I have to be this masculine Superman figure to the world, but when I come home to you, I want to be Clark Kent. And I want you to be able to, like, not throw that back at me. If I open up to you and I am vulnerable, I say, babe, I'm going through this or that. And are you going to be like, man, you soft, get over that. We'll never open back up again. We'll close up like a clam. It's just like, man, good luck, you know? And that's why, man, we're so hard at times because that's a lot of the times the culture that we come from because we don't get an opportunity to open up. So, like, for me, as a black man, like, thinking about therapy is kind of like, forget that, you know? Like, I don't know if you're going to go, I might tell you something really crazy, really dark. I can't, I don't know, it's not familiar, and can I trust that, you know?
To your point, how long would it be, like, what's the right term to, like, because when you get to know somebody, you guys are different, so you guys are always going to communicate different. So what's, like, a good time frame where it's, like, we're learning how to communicate with each other, or when it's like, okay, like we're never gonna know how to communicate with each other, so like I'm done. We're always gonna bump
I think it's an effort thing. So if you guys are talking about that and you both want to fix it, like you both have to be willing to want to fix that issue. So if that person isn't showing you any effort, time after time after time, you know, like how long are you gonna continue to repeat the, you know, it's basically insanity because you're expecting a different result from something. Yeah.
1 plus 1 is always 2.
Yeah. So it's like there's just a time frame on everything. So if they're not gonna show the effort, if they're not gonna give you any effort or say, hey, let's go to counseling together or coaching or, you know, therapy, whatever. Let's figure this out. Let's get other opinions and bring other people in on this, even if it's just like friends or something, and they can just sit there and watch you guys and see how you communicate from the outside in and like give you, you know, the harsh truth of each other, and then, you know, kind of like take it from there so that you can't be on the defense anymore and he can't be on the defense anymore. You're getting your friends are telling you straight up like, hey, this is how you talk to her, and hey, this is how you're talking to him, and that's not cool. So I think that kind of helps.
And I know
effort.
It's me because my girlfriends tell me all the time, they're like, the way you said that to me, it's wrong.
Like that was harsh.
It was hard. Yeah.
And so you can't just like what you were saying earlier, like, oh, that's who I am and that's who I've come to be. You still have to like address those things and change it, because whoever you're with, even if you find, you know, your perfect person, that's still going to be an issue if you talk to them harsh. If you talk to your kids harsh, it's going to affect your kids later. Your kids are going to, you know, grow up and have animosity towards you, possibly because you talk to them too harsh, you know, or they may never tell you or something like that. So you don't want to just keep doing it just because, oh, that's how me and my mom were because because your father passed away. You don't want to just settle in that and say, it's okay, that's just how I am, deal with it.
But then again, it comes down to any woman will submit to like the right person. Like, I'm not gonna lower my guard down and be submissive to a person that is gonna lead me to who knows where.
But that's trust, though. That means that you don't trust that guy. So like if you really love that guy and you learn to trust him, you are gonna let your guards down. Like you said, like you're like you said, you love being in love, romance. Like I feel like that's just something women naturally do. Even if we've been hurt before, when we find that person that we can trust, we just like let all that stuff go and just completely forget about all that pain that we just went through, literally, because you fully trust that person. So I feel like even the hardest woman who claims she's like, you know, like there's those business women who claim that they don't need a man and all this stuff. Oh, yeah. Like even with them, when they find their guy, they're gonna submit to him.
I mean, I agree. I do think. I mean, I don't think you should submit to guys to a person, you know, you feel like wouldn't lead you the right way. But at the same time, man, when it comes to just what we talk about generally with men opening up, it's just, man, we just have a hard time just communicating. To be honest, or I said we don't communicate effectively. You know, so when we do decide to open up and we reject it, it could really shut you down and you won't say anything anymore. You know, but I do feel like we could kind of bridge the gap to where, you know, men are willing to open up more. You know, if you guys are more receptive, or if you don't even ask questions, you understand? Because like a lot of times, man, I'm telling you, just trying to be Superman and trying to have a strong persona, we just don't share a lot of things with you guys. You know, we don't share our pressures and you know, things that we're really going through. Right. You know, but just a simple, hey baby, like how you feeling, how you doing, like
bro, that shit's so big.
Just that could do so much for a man to where you like, yo.
But why is this so like it's like you guys are put in the world like women automatically know how to communicate. It's just like a lot of women also don't know how to communicate.
It's just you gotta be more. I don't know. I get what you're saying.
I feel like y'all do communicate better than we do. Like, no. Initially, yeah, most women do. To be honest, most women do. You guys are talkers. Like, think about it. Like, you don't have to ask a woman anything. It's all right. For example, if you go you tell us, baby, I went to the store. I bought this. Y'all go in detail. God, let's talk about the store. Like, we're just, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're really shallow.
Yeah, you have to like
y'all
pull it out.
Y'all go more into detail. This is y'all nature.
Right.
You understand? So same thing with other things. Like we may be going through a situation where we're not really willing to go in depth unless you come and say, hey, baby, like, what's really happening? Then we start to unpack it. But I'm just saying, just those simple conversations, man, can do a lot.
For
you know?
real.
The same way when you're feeling emotional and a man comes up to you and he coddles you into his chest and you feel safe.
Yeah.
When a woman says, "Baby, are you okay?" Like,
Yeah, like
tell me. That's
and we
like,
feel like it's genuine.
Like, it's like the world's like.
It's like, yo,
it
it does so much.
Yeah.
You know, like, yo, this does so much.
I did something to me saying it. Like, I was like,
right? You feel like you just held at this.
Communicate that to her. Like, what if she's never seen it, so she doesn't know?
No,
So
you should want to go ask your man, like,
You know
damn,
what I
babe,
mean?
what's up? Like,
So
how
we
are
good
you? Like,
communicators.
I mean,
but
I'm
are
gonna
we
ask
good
them like,
communicators
how are you
in
as a man?
relationships?
But I don't know.
So-
I mean, whatever else you need, like,
But you
tell
should-
us.
So
You
for me,
should
I
be
said
letting
I
us know.
test it out. So I try. For me, I
Why are you
understand
testing?
that.
That's not
No.
right.
I'm not testing it in a bad way.
Hey, after you said
That's
this,
like setting yourself up
No,
for
it's like
failure.
no. It's like ping pong. I'm gonna hit a ball to you, and I'm gonna see if you hit it back.
Exactly.
So that's what it is. I'm leading you to see, like, okay, I'm gonna open up and be a little bit emotional with you. Just say something. I might even make it as a joke. Like, man, I had a stressful day. You know.
So you guys can do that, but then when we throw hints out there of like what we want you guys to do, then we're wrong. Well, tell us what you want because men are dumb. We don't know what you want to do. We don't know exactly what you want. But then you guys are throwing hints at us on how to come at you guys. Then that's not right. 'Cause
No,
you're
no,
saying
no,
yes.
no,
this shit goes
no.
back to nobody can give you what you give.
No,
me.
no, no,
I'm telling
no,
you,
no.
listen to me because
He is set.
I swear to God, because
Set
look,
on that.
all right, when I fall in love with somebody, right, and I do this with my family, even with a girlfriend and shit like that, that's how I know. I know what love is, right, and I know that there's not many people out there that can give it to me. So you say, how would you know, right? When I get with somebody and I fall in love with them, bro, I study every fucking thing about them. Their fucking emotion, from the way they speak, from the way they text, from their tone of voice, so I can spot shit from a mile away because I'm that invested. So I know. You don't have to tell me shit. I'm like, yo, babe, what's up? You good? Like, what's wrong? Oh, nah, babe, I already know. Tell me. And then it comes out. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be willing to go that deep to love somebody. If not, then what the fuck are you really doing? Because you should know that. You should invest in your person that much that you can look at them and be like, yo, something's off, something's wrong. He's speaking this way or that, and that's how invested I get. And that's what I'm saying. I don't meet many people who can give me that.
But
so
you're
why
not
am I
gonna
gonna
know
invest?
that by meeting someone. That takes time.
But you see what I'm saying? But you didn't even know that. You're saying that, oh, how am I supposed to know you're feeling this way? Because if you love that motherfucker, you should invest that. You should know.
So that's
But to his point, he said when I'm starting to date a person, I throw little hints out there to see if you're gonna react. Like
No. I lead her. Like I'm leading and letting my guard down by saying something emotional. I'm
Right,
taking that
taking
next
like
step.
He's not. So it's not like you're playing games. The men do it all the time. So we'll do stuff like we'll do certain things to see if she'll be submissive. You understand? So like we probably say, hey, do this, and to see how you react to it. You're like, oh man, she based on your response, we'll be able to tell that yo, she may not be submissive. So we do. I do it too, bro. Like I do a little, those small things. Be like, okay, just watch how you react, and be like, yo, she might not be the one.
no wonder why. You should just tell me, hey, I want you to do that, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you yes or no.
Yeah.
But you throwing hints at me, I'm like,
but we're like,
Because nobody wants somebody doing something they
Both
don't want
parties
to
do it. Both
by
men and
themselves.
women do it. Y'all do it to us as well, and that's how we gauge how deep we can go with somebody. Like we'll subconsciously do things, and then we'll pay attention to their response. Like, well, okay, well that's different. And
No,
then
I know what you
deeper.
guys mean. So your friends do it too. So say your girlfriend or whoever. Everybody has these little tests that they do to you. Even your family members. They'll be like, I don't know, give me an example. They'll be
Shit,
like,
my mom
I
called me. I
need,
know she want money, bitch. She hit me up like that.
But they won't come right out and tell you, right?
Nah,
they'll be
hey,
like,
Poppy, how are you? I'm like, here
hey,
she go.
you know, like I'm
Here she
really
go,
down
this
on
shit.
money right now. I wish I could go to the mall. Like just for
Right.
example, I wish I could go to the mall or whatever, but I didn't, get my money yet. I don't know.
I just feel
And
like
then they're just kind of leading you into it so that you'll be like, you know what? Here, I'll give you $100. I'll give you this. I'll give here. Just go ahead, because they don't want to come right out and say,
yeah.
hey, I'm broke and I feel like I'm a loser and blah blah blah. They kind of want to test the waters and see how you're gonna treat them first, to see if you're gonna to see if you're gonna be like, hey, no, you're a loser, or if you're gonna be like, oh, it's okay, I understand you're on hard times. So they're kind of just feeling you out.
I just feel like if we're
Even-
comfortable
even-
enough, just ask me. Just
No.
say
Great
it.
point is even like when you meet a woman and then she appear to have certain boundaries, right? We'll test that. know what I'm saying? Say you're a godly woman, you say, I don't want to have sex until I'm married. Like, certain guys will test and see, okay, would you fornicate? And then when you let those guards down, our respect is dropped. So you know what I'm saying? So she says she's this, but really she's not. So we we just we do that. Both parties do that. You do it too. Certain things.
We're always taking notes.
Yeah.
Like if a man says he's gonna do something and he follows through, you take notes.
You take notes exactly. If he doesn't, you be like,
word.
I may not be able to trust him. Y'all do the same thing. We do it too.
Yeah. So it's like it's a ping pong game.
Yeah.
It's just like we pay attention. Like, okay, I threw that at you and you didn't hit it back. But then when somebody hits it back, you're like, okay, we're starting to mesh together. We're learning one another.
Because you guys are always assessing us, man. Y'all are always assessing us. Like, I feel like, man, with men, you can't slip up. Y'all just always really assessing us.
Let's talk about the gender roles. MJ was bringing it up earlier, and we didn't really dive into it. So I'll just kind of give my point of view of certain things that I've seen. I have seen, the role of women seeing their mother have to figure things out on their own because their father left, or and the mom didn't have a job, and so all they saw was survival and be an independent woman. And so modern men today, we have to try and learn how to navigate and deal with that, because the men before us can't really talk to us about how to date today. With a woman who may make the same amount of money as you, who's equally as driven and as ambitious to be a provider, when that's naturally, or not necessarily naturally, but also just by gender roles, that's the role that men are supposed to play as providers. And sometimes as men, we can question okay, what role do I play if she's equally a provider? So what are some of y'all experiences? And for the ladies, how do y'all feel about the boss movement and being an independent woman? Do y'all subscribe to it to any extent or no?
I feel like, yes, a woman can be independent, but there's certain things that if she's in a relationship, she shouldn't have to do. There's rules, because it's okay, a guy, if you're in a relationship, there's rules and roles. I mean roles. Sorry, my English not very good looking.
Not very good looking.
But I just feel for example, a man wants to date a woman, and you guys have this tests, can she cook for me? Can she treat me, like a wife? So it's okay, can you do things around the house? Can you take care of my car stuff? Can you take the trash out? Can you if I'm breaking out, am I gonna call roadside assistant, or is my man coming to get me? So it's things like that should get done by our person, or I shouldn't have to call my friends to come take care of me when I'm dating someone, or my neighbor. That's embarrassing, and it looks wrong, because it's imagine you've been in a relationship and your neighbor is cooking for you. How will your wife?
Shit, my girl called me. She got a flat tire. I'm on the way. I'm even
so
working.
A lot of men nowadays, they don't want to take those roles. They're oh, she's strong, she's independent. You was doing it on your own before I got in the picture. So what makes it what's different now?
But a lot of women put on a persona though.
Right.
I'm strong and independent. I don't really need a man. You're just here, basically you're saying, listen, it's a privilege to be with me. I don't really need you. I just want you here. With men, we want to feel needed. With man. This is our role, man. We feel manly when we're protecting and we're providing. If you're taking that away from us, we feel like ish. We don't feel important.
You wouldn't, but I don't understand that concept. Why would you want a woman that is with you because she wants you and not because she needs you? That means that whenever that need that she has from you is fulfilled, she can find it somewhere else. I don't no longer need him for this. I'm gonna go to the next person. When that woman wants you and loves you, there's no other man can do anything for her, and she's not gonna go anywhere.
No, we want you to want us and lead us. But I'm just saying, as a man, we wanna. That's what we do. We're hunters. We go out. We want to go out and hunt and bring back the deer. You know what I'm saying? We want to do that. This is just us. This is our nature. So.
These men out here, they ain't doing nothing.
I feel like every man deep down is what you want to do. Yeah. And with I would say nowadays, man, with society and the culture, with women being the bosses, because be honest, women are more educated, right? You guys are getting some of the highest paying jobs, and a lot of times it's almost like it's not enough high quality guys to date these high quality women to be real. So a lot of times women may end up dating down, and as a man, insecure man, you have a hard time dealing with a woman who earns more, who cares herself a certain way. So as a woman, I feel like it's even wise to even know that, okay, yo, I earn more than my guy. And understand psychologically how guys operate. So you kind of do things, you know, to make sure you're not, you know, affected, hitting his pain points to where he's feeling less than a man. Right. So I've seen women go to the point to where they, you know, they'll give their guy money, be like, hey, baby, you know, like when they're going out on a date, like they'll, you know, hey, you pay for it. You understand? And a mature man who's working on himself, he may not be there financially. He's okay with that because he understands, okay, she's not trying to look down on me. She's working with me. But there's women that, you know, they'll make you feel like, okay, I really don't need you. You know, like, you know, I'm above you. You're beneath. You need to follow. This is my house. You know, this is my car. You know, I don't need you.
And then there's equally this too. There's equally on the other side of that, you got women who will preach this, I'm an independent woman, who will this or that, but then go on a date with a man and like automatically like lose that and like want him to pay for everything.
Right.
Sometimes I think it's confusing today as a man, like dealing with that. Sometimes I've gone on a date with a woman. I'm different in how I move.
The first day, a man should always pay. I don't care how much.
Right. So, but the thing, like, what's the written rule and unwritten rule? Because now you got women who like, no, like I pay for my own half. So you don't know when am I chivalrous? When do
don't
I like?
Listen to those women. Always pay for the first date.
So for me personally, anytime I run across a woman and she leads or gives me in a hint of I'm an independent woman, you're not even the type that I'm not even gonna go on a date with you. You know.
Exactly. Me too.
Because
I'm just saying.
Shit, I might slap. I'm fucking with you.
She don't pay for the date. All right.
So I will say, women do, you know, and this is such a back and forth on social media, so I don't want this to be, but it is, right? It's like when it comes to salaries, like, so if I was to date somebody who made less than me, one, we talked about being competitive. What I've experienced is it becomes like competitive and insecurity starts to come out, and they may try to chip away at you and your like confidence because they're insecure about that. Am I open to dating someone that makes less? Yes. But my long-term goal is legacy. So if you're comfortable where you are and you don't have a mindset that you want more, then more than likely you're not the person for me. Now, will I hand a man money to take me out on a date? No. We need to find something else to do. And I'm not a person that we gotta go to.
I disagree
you know what I mean?
with that because, like, okay, for example, if you, let's say you kick it off with a guy, I would date somebody that either makes less money than me or is not financially all the way there. Because if I like you enough and we have a connection and we make it to a relationship, the type of woman I am, you're not gonna be stuck there. Like, I'm gonna build you up, we're gonna build each other up to like get to the next level together. So like me knowing like it's harder to find a connection than it is to make money. So it's like, would you prefer to have a man that makes equal money than you or more money than you, but then you don't have a connection with them, or have a man that you love, have a connection with, and you guys can like really be strong and like build each other for like the financial thing? I think it's just temporary.
I'm okay with. That's what I said. I'm okay with somebody dating somebody less. But the reality is, when I think about legacy, I want to leave my kids something. Like, I want to do it different from my parents. So if you are comfortable where you are and you're saying, no, I'm not open to investing in properties, and no, I'm not open to passive income, we're probably not compatible, unfortunately. Yeah. Because I want to do more than what was done for me and the generation before me. But no, I'm not handing you my money to take me out. The reality is, then let me take you out. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just pay. Let's go for it. Or the date doesn't have to be something that expensive. But I mean, we kind of threw out ages. I'm 36. I'm not dating potential. Yeah. There is no building up at this stage. Yeah. Like, you need to be at a certain place. I'm 36. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to disrespect you. I don't want to, emasculate you at all. Right. But I do have certain expectations at this point in my age.
But what if he stepped to you and just like, hey, this is what I'm working on currently. Like, let's say like he's a teacher, right? But he's like, but I'm passionate about what I do. This is where I'm at. Like, I love working at the Boys and Girls Club or working at the detention center. Like, my salary is capped here, but baby, I'm still down to like, hey, we live off my salary and invest yours. Like, are you okay with that?
Some men, so this is one thing I'll say, what you make or not, some people can be millionaires off of living off $50,000, $60,000, $75,000. So I'm okay with that. But I still want us as a couple to have a mindset of more, right? So you can work at the Boys and Girls Club, you can be a teacher, but like, can't we not do both, right? Can we not have investment properties?
So,
can
but
we not
initially,
create passive income?
like, would you even like allow a guy to shoot his shot and take you out on a date if you know initially what his job title
I would.
is?
I got to get to know your mindset.
Okay.
Right.
And you know, honestly, he may have more money than me because he's really, really good with money.
Right.
So I wouldn't completely, count him out, but I have to see where his mind is. If he's just saying, I want to retire as a teacher and I don't want to do anything else, well, but I want more for my kids. So like, there has to be a balance.
I agree with you on that because there's a lot of men that make good money, that make more money, than women, and they're stupid with their money. So it's like, I don't want to date you because you have money, because in a couple of years you're gonna be broke. Because just of the mindset how you are with money.
So when I'm getting to know a woman, my like subconscious like pong ball that I throw at her, I'm an entrepreneur, and so I'm not a flashy guy or trying to flex. I don't even share with women how much money I make. But I might just throw something out like, hey, I'm thinking about like this type of business or flipping a house, just to see what her mindset is like towards that. I like a woman that understands her feminine essence as an incubator, that as a man I could come to her, take off my crown, and I can throw ideas and myself at her, and she throw a better version back at me of her own self, So like I want a unit. I like, even myself, can I do bad by myself? Yeah, but with the right woman, I know I can do great. We can do great together. That's what I want. Like this whole like female boss, I'm a king, I don't need this, that. Like, nah, I don't want that. Like I want a woman. I want somebody that's different than me, like where we can build. You bring your strengths to the table and I bring mine, and let's build something better.
Exactly.
But I'll be honest, I would like if somebody make more than me. I'm not gonna shut it down now because we're coming even stronger. But reality is, there are some men that make less, but as long as it's not looked at, and I say this because there are a lot of women who prefer somebody who makes their salary or more, and I think that's absolutely okay too if that's your preference, because you work really hard to get where you are, and you may want to make that, but you may be an entrepreneur and you have your passive income, and it may all tie in together, right? I don't want you all when you're dating to like say like, oh, she's a gold digger. Like, get to understand her mindset, because maybe there's a reason why she wants somebody that makes that certain salary. And if he doesn't make one job, it could be multiple.
To your point that you say, like, you bring in an idea to, like, just to test the water. For personal experiences, like, I was not, like, the hungry, ambitious, because, I come from Puerto Rico. So coming here, what I have now was, like, more than I ever thought was going to have. So to me, that was enough. So I dated someone that taught me, like, to have more ambition, to, just if you got here, imagine like where else can you go. So like, let's say in the beginning you bring an idea to her and she doesn't know like how to enter that, you shouldn't shut it down all the way, because you don't know her background and you don't know where you can take her. So the next time you give her that idea, she can give you a plan then.
And she doesn't even have to. I just want to know that you have a growth mindset, that you're not shutting it down like, oh, no, I'm not interested in that. Yeah. I just want to see that like I can teach you something new and bring something different to the table, and you be open to the idea, that you'll take it in and not just block it, like, oh, that shot came, but bump that and you shoot it the other way, It's like, so I just want to know that you have a growth mindset and that we can grow together, like bring your different experiences, and that might balance me out and being overly ambitious and zealous as a man. Like show me like, okay, it's time to be with family, it's time to like chill and do a different approach, But to your point, I think today is sometimes difficult. Like for me, something that I'll never do is tell a woman how much money that I make, and like it's hard, like wanting to like trust women sometimes because of the culture and like pop culture, and where it's like, you got city girls and all these women putting out a certain like agenda, about men. And so when we see women float and move a certain way in social media, it's hard to not be influenced by that and be nervous, like.
For how long? What about like if you guys are married? What do you guys think about like bank accounts when you're married?
Man, you keep your own shit. I got my own shit. Straight up.
I don't agree.
Just right out there.
Straight.
I think if you're married, there should be
up.
3 accounts, like your account, his account, and an account that you guys like pay your bills together. You guys travel together.
I
like,
think that's
invest
Alright.
reasonable.
But still
to
have your
multiple.
individual account, because if I want to buy my man something, I don't want it to come from our account. Like I want it to come from me.
Mm-hmm.
Same as him. Like my thing should come from me. But definitely there should be some type of like joint account where you guys are doing things together. Because what's the whole point of marriage if you guys are doing finances?
And also, that's just an argument waiting to happen. I mean, it's money. So, like, for me personally, if I see someone draining my bank account, I am not going to be happy about that. I don't care what the
I'm not
excuse was. I don't
really
care if
Like,
you
you had
decided,
Sephora 3 times.
like, the house yeah, like, I don't know what the reason is. Like, I don't know. I just feel a type of way about it. Like, because everybody will. I feel like the guy would too. Like, if you're using stuff and just spending his money, it's like, oh, well, did that come out of my side or your side, or what's going on, or what did you buy this for? And then you're trying to like itemize everything, like, well, where'd this come from? It's like, it's just, it gets too messy. So it's like, you keep your money right there, I'll keep mine right here, and then we'll have the other joint account for, everything else and bills and stuff like that. Just so that you don't have to argue. Yeah, so it was a lot. So with the Miss Independent thing, like the guys are saying, so I've never, I don't know, it's kind of cringy. I've never been the type to say that, but I know it within myself. Like, I know that I'm capable of taking care of myself. I've done it. I feel like women can be proud of themselves for that they can take care of themselves. Like, you're an adult. That's what you're supposed to do. But you don't need to go around yelling at guys saying, I'm an independent woman, I got this, I don't need you, because then it's like, well, then why are you in a relationship? Like, you both need each other. So I don't know, it's just really cringy to me to hear when I hear women say that, because I am I feel like I'm more of a traditional person when it comes to relationships. So I definitely want the guy, to be in that role and play his part and take the lead. I want to feel comfortable enough to let him take the lead. I don't know. This is my take on it.
Yeah, I do think, man, there is gender roles. It needs to be clear. I do think it's some things that men do better, and I think some things women do better, and I think it's something that we need to communicate early on, and just see if each other's comfortable in those roles, and be willing to improvise and and change things if need be. Yeah, I think there are specific roles, but also I do think that they can be changed. We could compromise on certain things. You understand? You might just cook better than your girl. I might be okay with just washing the dishes. She may, for some reason, she may be a little more handy than me. She may be able to to fix the doorknob better than I can. I don't think it's like exact things. I do think when it comes to overall providing, protecting, man, that's what a man want to do. But I think there's certain situations where we can compromise on certain roles and just be a team.
That's it. I agree with you on that. Just be a team. Like, let's get it. I mean, there's only one way up is up. So let's go that way. That's it. It's very simple, dog. Like, let's just get it. Like, I don't feel like a woman, like he said, like, shit, I see the dishes, I'm gonna hit that shit. Don't mean just because I'm paying this shit, I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna walk by the shit. Like, baby, get that shit. I'm gonna hit that shit too, you know what I'm saying? And like shit like that. What's up, babe? Damn, let's clean the crib. All right, I'm gonna attack this side, get that side.
Right.
Like, you should be working together on those things. There is certain things that a man should do. Like, a man is the provider and shit. I feel like, you got your mortgage. Like, man, the man pay the whole mortgage, pay all the fucking utilities. Like, you the man of the house, right? You want to make that claim, or motherfucker, act it. You know what I'm saying? You do those things. And you don't want to do too much for the female because you don't want to cripple her in the sense where she doesn't have to do anything. So you want to give her, babe, like, pay, a little bit of your shit too, because if not, then you cripple them, and then that's it. It's like, you're not going to like that feeling that they're just going to be like, I need this, I need money for this, I need money for that. And so you got to let them work for their shit too. But yeah, do your role, and like I said, get down. We trying to, like, right? The whole thing is to be in a relationship and let's go up. So other than that, I feel like everybody, like, you just get down together, straight up. The crib should be smelling like Five Below, so no matter who fucking mom.
So I agree with the man being the leader of the household, providing, protecting. Yeah. But also, we were talking about masculine energy and feminine but that he also creates an environment where she can embrace her femininity, so that she can absolutely respect his masculinity. And I think some of that comes with conversation between both parties.
I think that there should be roles. There's certain things that a woman should take care of, and certain things that the man should take care of, and there should be a conversation about like the boundaries and who's okay with what. And as far as like who takes care of like the bills, I feel like that's a conversation for both of them to have and see what works for them. But definitely the mortgage should be by the men.
And
I'd say
Next.
no, but how it works if you earn more than me, like okay, if you earn more than me, see, double my salary, and the mortgage, let's say I make $2,000 a month, and you make $5,000 a month, you still think it's just the man just pays for the mortgage, or you think you can chip in, or like we can find a way to work up around that?
You can find a way to work on it, but it's not gonna be forever. You're gonna end up paying that mortgage.
Cause what about my boys? It's crazy, His wife makes more than him. He's like, bro, I ain't gotta pay for the mortgage, the car. He's at the end when he done paying bills, he's left for like nothing, and she just stacking her money, bro.
So
it's not fair.
So my point of view on that, like,
baby, that's not fair, bro.
It's not fair.
That's not fair, bro.
I think it's a problem. This is why
you got a second job, bro.
You make more than the man, though.
This is why you gotta
ultimately,
be.
it is a problem if you make more than the man.
My shorty make more than me. I'm watching the fuck out some
insecurity
of these
is gonna
shit.
set in.
Yeah, good
See what I
deal,
mean?
girl.
Like, this is why though, because insecurity will set in, and then also look at what it's doing. This is why men need to stay in their roles and women need to stay in a role to a certain degree. That doesn't mean that we can't help. Do certain things like, that's a man's job to take out the trash, and that's a woman's job to cook all the time, or vacuum, or dishes, or whatever. That doesn't, little things like that. That doesn't mean you can't compromise. But I feel like this is why this is such a big issue with women wanting the man to be the leader and provider and make more money than them.
But I'm just saying, in a situation where I just feel like as a woman, man, that's your man. You can be like, baby, listen, I'll cover half of the mortgage. You cover half of the mortgage until you figure it out.
And so you
don't take
figure
all
out.
don't take all my money.
But are they
That's
living
the
off
key.
both salaries or one? Because if we're living as if it's just your salary, then you can afford it, right?
But
But
as
long as he's figuring it out, though, he can't just stay in that state of.
Correct.
Yeah, but how I'm gonna grow if I'm at the end of my paycheck, I only got $100.
But we live off your salary, not the total combined.
So you willing to share your money then? You're willing to share your money?
No.
So I'll give an example of what I know personally. I know a couple that they were both teachers, so they made like the same amount of money. They lived off of his salary and they invested her salary. So it's like, where's the money? That goes down to our money philosophy. Where's the money going? So let's say I only make $2,000, but it's like her $5,000. We buying a rental property, or we putting into XRP or something, So
it's
it's
more
our
like
money.
that. It's different.
Yeah, but he still might his money pays the mortgages, and we live off and survive off of that. You know what I'm saying? But so I think that goes to as I pursue a woman as I date, I'm looking for a teammate. So when I go out, I know what I'm hunting for. I'm not just out there to catch any fish that bite my hook. I'm out here trophy fishing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it is that I'm trying to put on the wall where I'm trying to go. And so I think that's something that we have to know and understand as we're going into this. I think again, just we've been sold this Disney fairy tale, willy-nilly, gonna kiss me and I'm gonna wake up and turn from an ogre to whatever.
Well, they're fishing, catching fish. Nope.
Right. Dang, another trout. Nope. Gotta go back in the water. But you gotta just know what it is that you want. I'm looking for a teammate. I'm not looking to be independent my whole life. I want somebody else. Granted, can I do it by myself? Yeah, but I want to submit to you as you submit to me. Right. It's reciprocal. It's a process. It's a team effort. So that's my whole that answers my gender roles thing. We're a unit, So till death do us part, baby. If you sick or something, then I suck at cooking, but I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna Uber Eats it up, I'm gonna burn it up. We're gonna figure something out. So it's we gotta be fluid, Some days you might have to be ice. Some days I might need to be stinging.
My opinion, in order for the man to be comfortable in his manhood and be a provider, if he says he wants to be a provider,
then that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be the provider,
Right.
and I'm gonna let him play that role. That doesn't mean I can't help, I can't do anything. That doesn't mean we might not even go through hard times. He could lose his job, like, but that all goes back to character and everything. Like, that's not me saying, oh no, I'm out of here, I'm bouncing, like, you got to do better immediately or anything like that. But that's me saying I'm traditional and I know what I want. I know I wouldn't want to go into a relationship with someone who is like downtrodden on their luck and everything, or they're just not even trying hard enough to want to be a provider one day. Like, that's not something I would ever be interested in, because I'm a more traditional person. And like I said, I know I'm independent, I can take care of myself, but I'm also not out here just, just yelling that. That's not who I am. That's not my stance. That's not what I want. I want a guy who's confident in himself. I don't want to make more money than a guy and have him feeling insecure, because that's what it's going to lead to. He's going to feel insecure in the household and he's going to feel like worthless. You know what I
I'll
mean?
be like, baby,
He's gonna retire.
Because like
I'm curious. I want to meet a shorty with a bad whistle. Let me figure it out.
I don't believe
But
in
see, when
equality.
y'all meet a woman with a bag, though, then what happens when she has a bag?
I
What
wouldn't
is she
feel.
doing?
I wouldn't feel
She's-
like insecure about it if I met a girl, she made more money than me, and be like, damn, babe, that's what's up.
No, but I mean,
Like,
what comes with that territory for someone who makes a whole lot more money than you? You're a guy and she's a woman. She makes way more money than you.
That would inspire. That would inspire
No,
me.
no, no.
Me too.
Wait,
It
would
would
too,
too.
it's like-
But wait, let me finish. Wait, let me finish.
Go ahead.
So, but what happens though? How does she treat you? What do they end up yelling? Hey, don't forget, I don't need you. I'm independent.
Yeah,
I got
right.
this. So it's like that's what you're gonna
So
get.
you're
that-
over the door.
She's leading with her insecurities then. So a woman that is overly flaunting and like worshiping her money, that let me know that that's her insecurity. That's her weak point.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman, there can be women out there that are still like, well, take care of themselves, well, got money, but that's not their God or their
True.
their mindset. So
That's
they're
true.
humble about it, and so they can
But that's
date
rare.
a man that.
It's
Wait,
rare.
you say how that's
Some
Okay,
girl
so
says that,
it's
but
rare
I'm gonna go
to
get
find-
milk.
I feel like it's rare to find any woman that has
I'm
a
gonna get
bunch
milk
of
real
money
quick.
and that they're humble at the same time. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just rare.
Was
It's
it
out there, but
Tia
it's rare.
Mowry or which one was it? Her husband was like was at the bus stop or something. They met and he was like trying to get his acting career
Oh,
off.
Corey, so it's Tia.
Oh.
I don't know if this is a story, but
Yeah,
Tia-
I think that's the one. Like, so it's just everybody different. Everybody wired different. I think we get what we believe and where we're at. So it's just like whatever our fear is, that's what you're gonna continue to attract. Like, I wholeheartedly believe we're attract where we're at. Like, the more whole and better that I become as a man, I don't know what I need as a wife. I'm leaving that up to God to bless me with that. And that could be a woman that makes more money than me, but God, give me the security in myself and in you to know how to love her regardless of that, And then I'm praying that her amount of money is not her value or status as a woman. That she still know how to be a modern woman with a traditional twist.
Can
That's
we
facts.
touch on
So the
equality real quick? Vega?
No, that's facts. So the better you become, the better you attract, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why, throughout the process of being singleness, you should really 10x on like working on yourself. Because as you improve, everything you attract is going to be better. So that's what I believe in. I don't lose by being single and working on myself.
Right.
I'm just getting better to attract better.
Right. Facts.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to the cave and coming out just an animal.
I'm gonna beat on his chest.
Yes.
I personally don't believe in equality. I feel like I live by like a 70-30 rule always. Like
Who get the 70?
the men should do the 70 and the girls should do the 30. As far as like the whole like finances, as far as like the whole finances thing, because if we're being like completely honest, the woman is always gonna do more than the men around the house with the kids. Like when you guys are on that level, the woman is always gonna do more. So it's like what the man brings to the table is that percentage. So it's like it's never 50-50, never. So to me, I
agree. I think we have different struggles, and we just have to respect each other's struggles and like roles. That the respect has to be there.
Right.
Like, just because you may stay home and spend more time with the kid, that doesn't make you less. That doesn't make. I think that's been the thing that some women have gotten skewed, that being a stay-at-home mom or
That's
being a
just
mother
hard,
or
bro.
That's
being
hard.
that role is less than. Like,
Nah,
there's some women
hard.
out there that desire to just be that. They don't want to be the independent boss, like all that. They don't adopt to that. They just want to be a great mother and a great provider at home. Like, cool. You know?
Carry your
And that's what I
child
want now,
alone.
because,
It's
you know,
crazy. So
to
imagine
be honest,
you
yo, it's no way. I see it all the time now. I got homegirls who's mad successful, bro. Like $50,000 a week, $100 a week, and I'm like, yo, you gotta choose because you want this life, this bad B life, but you also desire to be married and you know and have a family. You just can't have both. You have to make decisions.
You gotta find a balance.
You gotta sacrifice one.
Yeah.
You can't do, but you can't be in every city every week, a different city every week.
Right.
You know, you just can't. You
Are
gotta
they
make-
dating or are they single?
Yeah, they dating.
Oh, I say in relationships. I should
Right,
say.
yeah, and they desire to have have a marriage and have a family, and I'm like, yo, you really.
Well,
sure
if
you
she
want this?
really wants to, she'll do it because I don't make 50 grand a week. I wish.
Man,
But if
send her
you,
my number. I'll
but
talk to
if
her,
you
man.
did
Figure
like,
it out.
Hey, if she want to have a good time,
like for example, I used to sell cars for like I think it was like 5-6 years, and I used to make great money selling cars. But you was working from like A to A, like every weekend, every holiday. You didn't have a life, so it's like it was good. I was like 19 at the time until I don't remember how long, and I was like, I need a change because I know what I want, and what I want is a husband and kids. Living this like career, I'm not gonna be able to have time to like come home and cook. Like I still want to work, but I still want to do the other side. And with this career, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I changed career, and when I started my new career, I took a huge pay cut. But I was just like, my goal was like, I just need a career that I can make great money and then have the time. And then with time, now I make more money than what I was
happy,
making
right?
in the car
You're happy.
business. And I'm happy because
That's
of the
what matters.
lifestyle.
In my personal beliefs, I think that's more natural. I think God has made men a certain way and women a certain way. There's a reason we can't carry babies, and I think it's more natural for us to work like that.
Yeah.
Man, we can zone out. Like I've done very extremely labor intensive work, and I become a different animal when I'm on a roof and it's 120 degrees, but I know I got bills to pay and provide for. Like, you know, there's certain just natural instincts that God I think has given men to like be able to kill and hunt and do certain things that women can do, right? Can learn it, but it's not natural.
It's
right?
not natural.
I don't think it's
not
natural. Like I think
But
women have
culture-
been sold this idea that you
Exactly.
have to be as like a man. It's like, no, just be a woman, be a great woman, you know. And what that does not mean you have to make less money or X, Y, and Z. But that's a whole nother topic. But the one thing financially I will pay attention to is how you handle your money, how you spend your money. I will pay attention to see if you're a reckless spender, if you're like, man, I went on a date with this girl one time, and we were getting sub sandwiches at Publix, and it was on sale, and I was just like, I didn't pay attention to that, and we were ringing up, and she was like, whoa, she's like, that's supposed to be like $3 today. I was like, it's alright, don't worry about it. She's like, no, it's on sale, we're gonna get that, and so it's just like, I appreciated that. I was like, yeah.
No $200 lunch.
Hey,
No $200 lunch, boy. I told him the story. Kimmy, I told him the story.
Oh God! But that comes to balance, like what I was telling you earlier. Like sometimes, like the way you view things, that person can balance you out because, like I was telling her earlier, I've dated guys that make good money, but the way they spend it is like you're gonna be broke in a couple of years because you don't think. So it's like that's another reason too. But to your point, it's like. Look everything how much time we've been spending talking about like all these different topics. When you're dating in the real world, you don't sit there and touch all these topics. So it's like you only taking like little snips and peats of like your 2-hour date or however much you talk on the phone, or you're like when you're texting throughout the day, you're not digging in like this deep conversation. So that's another thing that we're messing up as we date and talk to people. Like we want to figure all this shit out in like a couple of texts and a couple of days, and that's never gonna happen. And that's why we continue to like date different people because we don't really take the time to get to know that person.
Now these are when I date, these are the conversations I have. That's why I'm picky about who I pursue, because I'm giving a lot of energy, because I'm really gauging to see like, I know what I want to bring to the table as a husband. I'm not even thinking on something like, I want to be your boyfriend. Like, nah, like just long term. So I'm asking these type of questions, like, and getting to know you. And also getting back to like how to communicate. I ask and I also tell how I like to be. Don't text me. Like, call me when you get free. Because texting to me is just not my form of communication. But if you like it, cool. I'll text you here and there. but let's plan to talk like fully. You know, when you get off from
Don't
work,
call
or
me
like
FaceTime me. I want to see
meet
your
up.
face.
You know, let's get to real questions. But that could be another topic, just
Yep.
dating in general. Absolutely, and I think we have to. For me, I understand my role and I walk in that.
Gender roles, yes, they're needed. You need to have them, and I believe in them, 100%.
Gender roles are real.
I think gender roles are needed, and the communication about the expectations, should be communicated.
Yep. Gender rules are needed. Roles. My bad. Jesus.
Yes, sir. I do agree. Gender roles need to be clear. They're needed, but also you should be willing to compromise on certain things as well.